Inevitably, most of us will be shopping in a drugstore or supermarket over the next couple of days, and we'll probably pass a Maybelline display or maybe even buy Maybelline products. There's quite a story behind those products, and in some ways, it's almost a classic business story. To discuss it, I have our Hollywood commentator on the line. Sharrie Williams is also author of The Maybelline Story, and she comes by her authorship honestly as the founder of Maybelline was her great uncle. Thanks for coming in today, Sharrie.
Of course, Al. Always a pleasure.
You know, there are countless reasons why someone goes through the agony and the grind of writing a book. And only one of those reasons is to make money, but there are a whole bunch of other reasons. Was this book kind of a labor of love for you?
Well, I was only 15 when my grandmother suggested that I tell the Maybelline story in a speech class. So I told the story and I got an A, but more than that, I gained overnight popularity. It was at that young age I decided that someday I was going to write a book to tell the story that it would never be forgotten. It was as simple as that. It was not about money or anything. It was about, being a little popular, but that was the underlying seed.
So we have your teacher and your classmates to thank for the book.
Oh, yes. I think the girls wanted free makeup.
Okay, that's probably it. It's quite a book. It covers, I think, over about 4 decades. What's the core of the story?
Overcoming obstacles and succeeding, believing in yourself and making that dream a reality. Like the new Maybelline New York tagline says, make it happen.
Which is as good a life motto as any, yeah. Yeah. You talk about Tom Lyle Williams as a 19-year-old entrepreneur who founded an empire with a $500 loan and its effect on him and his family. And it sounds like you're saying, or it reads like you're saying, it's both a blessing and a curse.
Yes, my great uncle, he founded the Maybelline Company in 1915. And though he did reach great success, he and his partner, his lifetime partner, had to live in obscurity to protect the Maybelline brand from the public because they were gay. And the family's blessings and curse came after the sale of the company in 1967 because many of them weren't ready for such overnight success and wealth.
The wealth being the payout from the sale of the company.
Yes, overnight, unexpected, yes.
So basically, you evoke in the book the time-honored story of the small-town boy who aspires to make it big and then makes it big in spite of naysayers who say that he can't do it. Is that about it?
Yes, that's an excellent point. It's a rags to riches, and it's about becoming a great success when everyone says you're a dreamer, you'll never make it happen.
Right. You know, and being a good entrepreneur may be more important now than ever because you have kids graduating from school with no jobs. You have any number of 55-year-old executives who have been downsized and won't be hired again. You have women going back to the work world. So have the principles of being a successful entrepreneur changed in the meantime?
Well, the desire to aspire and achieve and create something, I think, is part of our DNA. But however, the will to keep going is the challenge. As we're finding out today, it's harder than ever. But then again, you have social media, and I think that more and more entrepreneurs are creating brands that have a better chance to thrive much faster than, say, the way that my great uncle did by having to advertise in classified magazines,
So what we have now is they still need the drive and everything, but now that they've got things like social media to help. Is that about it?
Well, they have more tools in the bag, that's for sure.
Right. And what was Tom Lyle's big secret? Like, what drove him, other than wanting to make money? What drove him?
Well, naturally being told that you were never going to succeed, he was rebellious in a way and was going to prove it. But I think that he was accountable to himself, even though people said he was a dreamer. He didn't rely on wishful thinking. He stepped up to the plate, he worked hard, and he made it happen. He had the fortitude to persist in spite of significant obstacles like World War I, World War II, the Great Depression. He seemed to be inspired, and he was really responsible for making things happen. action is what separated him from the dreamer.
So for those who are not yet entrepreneurs but are thinking about it for the reasons I mentioned, what one or two things would you like them to take from your book?
Well, I think my story is about overcoming the obstacles that constantly try to silence the entrepreneur's voice. And I believe that what I'm trying to get across is that you just never stop believing in your dream and succeed until the end, no matter what it takes or how long.
Right. I found it pretty funny, the Michael Levine in the foreword, and he's a very successful PR agent in Hollywood. He said that even as a teenager, every girl he dated had Maybelline in their purse, and even in later life, his dates always had Maybelline. And it seems like I can't walk through a drugstore without seeing it. So that seems to speak to the power of the marketing and its place in our culture.
Well, Maybelline has always been known for its advertising and marketing. Tom Lyle was known in the business as the king of advertising. Maybelline has always had a tremendous effect on changing the culture, especially in the early years. Today, Maybelline's standard of beauty is still holding strong with the younger generation, and Maybelline continues to change with the times and keep up with what women want.
It certainly does. I'd like to hear more about it at some future date. It's quite a story, and it will feel different for all of us the next time we pass a Maybelline's display in the store. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, Al. See you again. Bye-bye.